Hi friends, welcome to Learn QA and LR channel. So in this video, we will try to explain all basic questions with interesting techniques. Let's start. And we have discussed already all the basics related to profit loss in detail in profit loss video 1. This is video 2, right? Directly we'll go for applications by using our previous understanding with the questions. So a cycle is bought for 9,000 and sold for 10,800. Find the gain percent. So this is CP for which he purchased, and this is selling price for which he sold the article. How much extra he sold? He sold for 1,800. That is his gain. And we already told you gain must be calculated over cost price. So by cost price is 9,000, and to convert into percent into 100. So 2 zeros cancel. 8 in 5 is 90. So 100 by 5, it is simply 20%. So having a good understanding with the profit loss questions can you be solved very quickly. Let's see second question. An article is bought for 6,750 and sold for 9,000. Find the gain percent. So this is CP for which he purchased, and this is SP, selling price. Friends, how much extra he sold? He sold for 2,250 rupees extra, right? And this 2250 profit obtained over his cost price, and that is how much? 6,750. How do you calculate gain percent? Gain by CP into 100. If it is loss, percentage, loss by cost price into 100, as simple as that. And to convert into percent into 100. So guys, 2,003 is a 6,000, 253 is a 750. So it goes 3 times, right? So 2,253 is a 6,750. So 1/3 is 33 1/3%. We discussed fractional equivalence to percentages in our YouTube channel. You can discuss. You can see once if you want. Next question. A man purchased a car for 1,35,000 rupees and spent 25,000 rupees on repair. At what price was the car sold if he suffered 10% loss on it? So friends, he purchased for 1,35,000 and he spent for some money on repairs, which comes under the cost price only, right? His investment, nothing but to make it better. So 1,35,000 plus 25,000. So his total cost price is nothing but 1,60,000 rupees. 1,35,000 he purchased and 25,000 is repairs. Together 1,60,000 is his cost price, and on which he sold the car for 10% loss. So that means what? This value decreases by 10%. It decreases this value by 10% and sold. So 10% of 1,60,000 is 16,000. If 16,000 value decreases from 1,60,000, so the final selling price is 1,44,000. Option B. Very simple question. Slowly increase the difficulty. A trader whose markup price increases. See guys, this line. A trader who marks his goods up by 50% offered a discount of 20%. What percent profit the trader makes after offering the payment? So the context here is that very simple. Let us say you purchase for 100%. And the markup, what do you mean by markup? Increasing the cost price for the display purpose. So he increases by 50%. So if it is increases by 50% on the MRP, he has 150% value. Now on this 150, he gives a discount of 20%. So here 20% value is decreases. What is 10% of 150? 15. 20% is nothing but 2 times of 10%. So 30 he discounted from 150. So the selling price is 120%. Sorry. Yeah. Now, what is the gain in this transaction, guys? He purchased for 100 and he sold for 120. There is a net increase of 20%. So this is called profit loss cycle. We discussed in the first video, guys. So this is cost price, this is marked price, and this is selling price. So simple. So answer is 20%. He makes 20% profit in this transaction because 100 is CP, 120 is SP. Difference is profit. Next question. A watch was sold at a loss of 10%. If it was sold for 1,400 rupees more, there would have been a gain of 4%. What is the cost price? So here we don't know what is the cost price of the watch. So let us say the cost price is 100%. But initially he sold at a loss of 10%. So initially he is selling at 10% loss, 10% value decreases. So nothing but he is selling at 90%. But he want to gain by 4%, for which what he did, he increased the initial selling price by 1,400 rupees. Okay, let's talk about this gain pointer first of all. So 100% CP, 4% gain. So what is new selling price? 104%. And what is the difference of the SPS guys? Initially 90% and later on 104%. So the difference in selling price is 14%, and the difference in selling price in terms of numerical 1,400. So if 14% is 1,400, what is the CP of the watch? He purchased for 100%. So 100% value is what? Understood? So initially 10% loss, selling at 90%. Later on 4% gain, selling at 104%. So difference in selling price is 14%. And that 14% numerically 1,400 is the difference. Now 100% value is what? So this is 100 times. This should be 100 times. So the cost price of the watch is 10,000 rupees. Right? So option A. Next one. A watch was sold at a gain of 10%. If it was sold for 1,400 rupees more, there would have been a gain of 15%. What was the cost price of the watch? Simple, similar to previous question. Say CP 100%. Initially there is a gain of 10%. Means he is selling at 110%. What is second case? What is second gain? There is a 15% gain. So the new selling price is 115%. How he managed to get this difference? By increasing the selling price by 1,400. What is the difference in selling price here? 5%. This 5% difference is increase in value, that is 1,400. If 5% is 1,400, what is CP of the watch? 100% is what? So this is 20 times. So this should be 20 times. So 20 times of 1,400 is 28,000. And the generalization is, guys, if it is one loss, other is gain, sum will be the difference. Here in the previous case, can you observe this? 10 plus 14. 10 plus 4, 14% is the gap, right? One is loss, other is gain. The difference is 14%. When both are loss or both are gain, both are loss or both are gain, then the difference will be, difference of percentage will be the difference in selling price. So here 10, 15 difference is 5%. No need to discuss, no need to by heart all this nonsense. Anyhow, you can understand the basic understanding. Next question. The sale price of a shirt listed for 4,000 after successive discounts of 10% and 5% is. We discussed successive multiplying factors. With that you can do, or normal method also you can do. 4,000 is the list price, nothing but which is present on the tag. If 10% is discounted, he has to pay 90% of the list price. This is the price, this is the selling price after giving first discount. But there is a second discount which is 5%. If 5% is discounted, next price should be 95%. Don't subtract from 90, you have to consider it as different. We clearly discussed successive multiplying factors. I think this is a little tough to calculate with respect to multiplications. Then what you do? Simple mind math. You can do mind math, guys. 4,000 is the display price. First 10% is discounted. What is 10% of 4,000? 400. If 400 is discounted, then selling price is 3,600. But later 5% discount is given. 10% is 360. 5% half of 360, 180. From 3600, if 180 is discounted, he has to pay 3420, and that is option C. This way also you can do. It's all about you and your approach. Next, the list price of an article is 6,500. A customer pays 5,265 for it. He was given two successive discounts, one of them being 10%, the other discount is what? Okay, it is very simple again. 6,500 rupees is the display, the list price. After giving two successive discounts, he paid 5,265 rupees. If one of the discounts is 10%, let's say the first discount is 10%, what is the second discount rate is the question. If 10% value discounted from 6,500, what is 10% of 6,500? 650. What is 6,500 minus 650? 5850. Now from 5850, what is the percentage decrease in value, percentage discount value to get 5265? What is numerical difference? First of all, numerical difference is 585, right? So 585 rupees discounted given on 5850. It is an observation based question actually. So 585 is what percent of 5850? 10%. If you take 10% of 5850, you'll get 585. Or if you want to express mathematically, difference in value 585 by base value. From wherever you change the value, that becomes the base. So 5850 becomes the base into 100. So 0 cancel, 585 gets cancelled. That way also 10%. Next question. A single discount equivalent to the discount series of 20%, 10%, and 5% is what? You can again go for multiplying factors method, that is 100% is the value. First 20% discount is given, so he has to pay 80% of the value. Then 10% is discount, 90% of the value. Then 5% discount, 95% of the value. But multiplying these three numbers becomes a little complicated. In such cases, simply use 100% model. Let's say the display is 100%. First 20% discount is given. So 20% of 100, 20 decreases. Discounted, right? Discounted. 80 is the value. Now 10% discount is given. What is 10% of 80? 8. Remove and write more 0, 8. If 8 is discounted, 72. Now from 72, 5% discount is given. So guys, to get 10% of a number not ending with a 0, just adjust one decimal. If it is 72, 10% is 7.2. What is 5%? Half of that, 3.6. Now from 70 to 3.6 should decrease. So what about this value? This is 68.4, right? After giving the discount. So 72 minus 3.6 is 68.4. Now initially the display is 100. Finally the selling price is 68.4. What is a single discount? What is the net discount is the question. So 100 minus 68.4, that is 31.6%. Because this unit digit difference 6 only. Unit digit is 6. So only option C makes sense. Next question. A trader bought a car at 20% discount on its initial price. He sold it at 40% increase on the price he bought it. What percent of profit did he make on the original price? Let us say the original price is 100%. But this customer purchased by giving 20% discount, right? He is getting 20% discount. So 20% value less he paid. So 80. Now this is the CP of the trader. For the trader, 80 becomes CP. So suddenly you will calculate the profit or loss on your CP, right? So on this CP, on his purchasing power, he sold by increasing 40% on the price he bought it. So on his CP, on 80, he increases it by 40%. 10% of 80, 8, 40%, 4 times 8, 32. So 32 extra. So he is selling at 112%. But the question is what percent of profit did he make on the original price? So original price is 100 and later it is 112. How much extra price he is selling at? So he is selling at 12% extra. So option is 12% gain, makes sense. So try to see on what value he is trying to calculate the profit percent or loss percent. Next question. A man sells a gadget for 80,000 rupees and losses something. If he had sold it for 98,000, his gain would have been double the former loss. Find the cost price of the gadget. First, let me explain the basic understanding of the question. So initially there is 80,000 selling price and he got some loss. So what do you mean by loss? Loss is cost price minus selling price, right? This is the loss. But if he had sold it for 98,000 rupees, his gain would have been double the former loss. Okay, let's talk about the selling price first of all. If there is 98,000, if 98,000 is selling price and there is some profit, what do you mean by profit? Selling price minus cost price. Because of selling at 98,000, he will get some gain, right? And that gain is what, guys? That is double the former loss. So the profit is 2 times of the loss. So here profit is 98,000 minus CP. This is 2 times of the loss. First of all, I'm trying to explain you the concept. I mean, understanding with a question. Then I'll tell you one shortcut as well, right? So shortcut, in my perspective, shortcut is nothing but thinking less, writing less, thinking more on that, right? Okay. What do you mean by profit? 98,000 minus CP. Loss is CP minus 80,000. So this is 98,000 minus CP equal to 2CP minus 1,60,000 rupees. Now let us send CPs to one side, other terms to other side. 2CP plus CP, 3CP. 1,60,000 plus 98, that is 2,58,000, right? What is CP then? So 3 8s are 24, 1 remainder, 3 6s are 86,000. So 86,000 is the cost price. Okay, if you want to get basic understanding, very simplest method. 80,000 is the initial selling price. 98,000 is the other selling price. If I consider by smart way of checking, guys, if I consider 90,000, loss is 10,000, gain is 8,000. Is a loss 2 times of gain? In fact, loss is more than gain. Nothing to worry. Okay, this is somewhat okay. 87,500 if you make. The loss is 7,500. Gain is how much? 10,500. Is a profit 2 times of loss? No. But somewhat, something, very weird. Okay, let us remove this. 80,000 and 98,000. Okay, let's check with 86,000. Here, loss is 6,000. Gain is 12,000. So gain is 2 times of loss, right? It perfectly matches that way. So if you are very spontaneous with the numbers, you can go with option verification as well in some of the questions. This way you can check. Here 80,000 is initial selling price, 98,000 is later selling price. If CP is 86,000, here the loss is 6,000, here gain is 12,000, gain is exactly 2 times of loss, so that makes sense. That is correct answer. Okay, next question. By selling a house for 4,50,000 rupees, it was found that 1/8 of the outlay was gained. I mean 1/8 of the CP. So if I take CP is CP, 1/8 of CP is the gain. So friends, what do you mean by selling price? Cost price plus profit, that is selling price. So 1/8 of CP plus CP, 9/8 times of CP. That is selling price given as 4,50,000 rupees, right? So 9 5s are 45, 0, 3 zeros. So what is CP then? 50,000 8s are 4 lakh rupees is the CP of the house. Okay, let's continue. What would the selling price have been in order to have a loss of 5%? So what is the selling price in order to get 5% loss is the basic question. So loss means a decrease in value, 5% decrease in value. 10% is 40,000. 5% is half of 10%. Half of 40,000 is 20,000. If 20,000 is discounted from 4 lakh, so discounted means, I mean, decrease, guys. My intention is to say, not discount, loss, better to say. So 4 lakh minus 20,000 is 3 lakh 80,000. So we are trying to find out the CP and then the loss. Okay. By selling 150 mangoes, a fruit seller gains the selling price of 30 mangoes. Find the gain percent. It is a very interesting question, actually. Friends, what do you mean by selling price? What is the basic understanding of selling price? Our selling price will include cost price plus or minus gain or loss, right? Okay, let me make it simple. I don't want to complicate it. Let us talk about profit case. If there is a profit, selling price is what? Cost price plus profit, right? This is for a profit case. If it is for a loss case, then selling price is CP minus loss, right? Yes or no? So our selling price will always include our expected profit or loss. That is a basic understanding. So this is the profit case selling price, and this is the loss case selling price. So this is very fundamental. Keep it in mind. Okay. Now coming to the situation, by selling 150 mangoes, guys, do you know what is the selling price of each mango? We don't know. Let us say 1 rupee is the selling price of each mango. Let us say you can take 10, 20, 30, anyhow you can take. But to make simplifications easy, we are considering selling price of each mango as 1 rupee. By selling 150 mangoes at the rate of 1 rupee per mango, what is selling price totally? 150 rupees only. But he gains the selling price of how many mangoes? 30 mangoes, in which the profit is 30 mango selling price. 1 mango selling price is 1 rupee, 30 mango selling price is 30 rupees. Now, as it is a gain case, right? He gains. So selling price equal to cost price plus profit. So what is our cost price then? 120. I can say directly, but somebody may confuse in this context. So I want to give a clear idea. It is a gain case now. In our selling price, profit will be included. So out of 150, if 30 is profit, 120 is by default cost price. That is a basic understanding. If you want to prove mathematically, this way you can prove it. Okay. Now, what is the question? The gain percent is what? So 30 rupees is the gain on 120 rupees cost price. And to convert into percent, into 100. So 30 goes 4 times. So 1/4 of 100 is 25%. So there is 25%. There's gain in this. So simply, guys, the understanding is our expected profit or loss will be included in our selling price. So if it is gain, we have subtracted 30 from 150. If it is a loss, then what? Let's see one more example. So what is the question? By selling 150 mangoes, a fruit seller loses the selling price of 30 mangoes. Say, same 1 rupee for mango, 150 selling mango selling price will be 150 rupees. But there is a loss equal to 30 mangoes selling price. Now, friends, what do you mean by cost price? Cost price is 180, right? Why? This 30 rupees is the loss that must be added. If you want to prove mathematically, let us see. Last case, right? Second one you need to observe. So selling price equal to cost price minus loss is 30. If 30 come to the side, CP is 180. Loss means you need to subtract from SP. Sorry, gain means you need to subtract from SP. Loss means you need to add for SP. Right? Okay. Now 30 rupees loss on 180 rupees cost price. To convert into percent, into 100. So 36 the 180, 1/6 means 16 point something, and that is option. So thank you so much for watching this video. And in the next video, we will try to come up with another 5 interesting questions on this topic. And our agenda is not to make a couple of videos. We want to give a clear idea of all varieties of questions and all models. So if you like, you can subscribe to Learn QA and Allah and click on bell icon so to get more updates about our content. Thank you so much. Keep learning, keep inspiring friends, and best wishes for your preparation.